All right, we are live. Hello, guys. Hey, just want to let you know at the very beginning, for a couple of minutes, we go ahead and share with whom that I am available to share with, because you already know that Facebook, for some reason, just don't like me. Um, so just bear with us for one moment while we share this lovely live. So, Miss Morris, have you done a lot of these
I
phone
have.
shows?
I have. I've been on a few, and then uh I've been on a few, and especially with using StreamYard with the pandemic when it came. I think I was on 102.6 situation, of course, with Trinette, and
Ah,
so I've been doing that here and there with them, with her, and so yes, I've done quite a few. I've done quite a few, and of course I host my own podcast, which I do recordings of those, just audio. So no, not really
okay.
visual, but yeah, I'm used to
Okay, so
live.
cool. Definitely mention that. I got one more place here and we'll be ready to go.
And if you can send me the invite to the page, or where I can find the page, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me 1 second.
okay, or if you just share it to your page, I can get it from your page.
I was gonna say I actually just did. I just shared
Okay,
it to my page,
okay,
and
I can get it from your page.
so I can message it to you too as well.
Okay.
Well, at least I thought I was gonna message it to you. Wait.
I found it.
Okay, cool. Facebook sucks. All right. Let's see. Not sure what that is there. Uh, yeah. So I need to. Don't you? You Facebook can.
It
You see the message? You see those messages?
yeah.
They can block everything else, but they can't sit up here and stop these crazy people for okay. All right. I hope that I just hit block. So
You did. Yeah, that's
okay. All right. All right. So that's not good at all.
no.
All right. So, guys, thank you for tuning in to another great show of the Soul for Real Talk, where we love to talk about healthy relationships and just open end conversations, deep conversations about relationships, from baby mama drama to crazy exes to just bad habits when it comes down to relationships. And so today, just first, let me do the disclaimer. I'm not an expert. I have just gone through a lot of things, me and my spouse together, to where we noticed that we talk to a lot of people that go through the same thing, which we created the show plus the podcast, which we will let you guys know the handles to all of those. But we do have a special guest today for today's episode, which is called "What Do I Need from My Man?" And today's special guest is Miss Morris. And could you introduce yourself, ma'am?
Yes. Hi. Thank you so much for allowing me to grace your audience, and also your talk show. My name is Tibria Morris. I am a native of Georgia, born and raised. I am a life coach, and also two self-published author of two books. And I'm a lover of life, and I enjoy life. I enjoy all things about life, love, happiness, and just peace, and just being happy, and just doing what I do best, which is helping others and pretty much giving back to the community and things of that nature. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Other than the fact that I am sometimes I can be a little tad bit on the crazy side, not in a bad way, in a good way, in a good way, in a good way. Let me throw that disclaimer out there in a good way. I like to have fun. I like to cut up, like to have jokes, but I do have my moments where I can be serious and I can get down to business. So, but yeah, so I have my hands in a lot of different other things. Other than that, my 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, what you want to say, I work for a corporate company. It's a tech software company where I'm the corporate trainer there. And when I clock out of there, I clock into Purpose, which is right now I'm working with the bariatric world, women who've had bariatric surgery, being their mentor and their support system. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm enjoying the roller coaster ride. So yeah, so that is me in a nutshell.
Awesome. That is a lot. And I am so happy that you did throw out the disclaimer about the crazy part because
Yeah, I got to put that out there because I am single. So Lord Jesus, yeah, I got to throw that out there.
that was the other question. That was the other question I was going to ask. So your status when it comes to, but you just stated you are single.
Yes.
Okay. Which again, guys, even being married or in a relationship, you can still ask this question to yourself, ladies. So the reason for me asking you this is that we've gone these past couple of weeks trying to change the narrative on the relationship dynamic. So we have this big argument about who should be head and who should be doing this. Me and my co-host, which on this show she's like in the background, but we have a specific dynamic that works for us. Mm-hmm. And I know like we can sit and we can explain it, and it's not for everybody.
Right.
So I wanted to start off, which is going to be a chance for men to do the same thing. You know, what do I need from a woman, mm-hmm. or my woman in a sense? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, in a relationship, if you could, you're single, so this is a great opportunity to speak in the existence to a man that's coming to you. What do you need?
For me, first and foremost, definitely not just when most single people say they need some financial stability and all of this and this. Yes, that piece plays a part, but I need leadership. I need someone who that is capable of doing personal development, that they are in sync and in alignment with doing personal development. Also, I need someone who is a gentleman. Not when you hear gentleman, I'm breaking the word down. A gentle man who's gentle with his words. Not saying that, yes, I need someone who is stern, but stern, mm-hmm. in a loving way. I need someone who is capable of being there for me on a spiritual level, okay. As well as the finances. Yes, are you financially not dependable, but are you financially sound? I don't want to say stable. I don't want to say that, but are you I want to say financially development, working on finances. You don't have to be, I'm not saying that you got to make 6 figures. What I'm saying is, how are you with money? What are your savings? How do you spend? Are you a free spirit, or are you a saver? Those type of things. But my number one thing that I really desire in a man is compassion, being able to show empathy, communication, and trust. If I can be vulnerable with you with my vault, if I can be vulnerable with you with you with my vault, I want to not only can I trust you, but I want you to be able to trust me, and that's the biggest part. Trust me enough to let me in to your vault, and to be able to be okay to give me the combination to your vault, and to let me be able to maybe not get into the vault all the time, but give
Mhm.
me access to the vault sometime. And so
Okay.
that's where I am.
Okay, cool. Now you stated at the very beginning that, which I love to hear, life coach, actually an inspired life coach getting ready to find an actual school, which did point me to the he attended to, looking into that as well because I want to do the same.
Hmm.
There's a passion in that, but I love how you broke down gentlemen. So Lisa, which is my other half, she says that that sounds like the perfect man, flaws included.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because I don't come, I'm not coming to the table flawless. So I'm willing to accept anyone with flaws, because that to me, I think our flaws is our perfection. And why I say our flaws is our perfection is because we are always becoming. We are not going to remain who we are. We are going from who we are now. You're going to my husband is going to get this me, but
Yes.
over this period of time, because I pride myself on personal development, he's going to get a different level of me as we grow together. And that's another thing. I desire somebody where we can grow together, where we can actually not just talk about building, but we actually build each other, build our family, build our legacy. And those are the three things that that I need. Those are the core needs from for me. Now there's one thing when I'm entertaining someone, I ask the gentleman, what are your three what are your three major core needs as a man?
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard some that were concrete, that was great, and then I've heard some that was really. I'm like, I'm like, I'm just trying to get to the deeper thought of your mind to see what have you even thought about what are your core three needs. And I don't think men really sit down they to think of the bigger picture. We're going to be spending the rest of our lives together with you, so you need to know the at least the core three. I mean, at least three. You could have 10, but at least three major ones, so that I can see how I can fit. How would I be able to? Do I have what you're going to need to meet those needs? Am I going to be able to hold up to be able to meet those needs? And I think as men and women, if we communicate those things, then
Mm-hmm.
I think before it gets to the all the way to the I do, and then we get married, and then both of you got needs that was never even communicated, and now it's not working out because both of you went in without telling each other what your needs are.
So something you stated, and actually that I'm going to end with. So I'm not going to bring it up just yet, but you said something that's very important to me. Um, the other thing that you stated, which I definitely pride myself on, is something I speak about a lot. I've spoken about on the show a lot. Is with Lisa, I explain to people I go to sleep with the eagerness to wake up in the morning to re-love her again because she's a totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
And you just basically explain it how a person grows, and definitely life gives you those lemons, those sour apples, those them trying times, and so you really don't know when your spouse, your girlfriend, your partner, whatever that person is, When they come home, you don't know what they've gone through, and so that person changes,
Mhm.
and which that should allow you, for me, that's what keeps the excitement going on, and so for you to say that, that puts a smile on my face to hear you say that. And definitely men, for some reason, uh I I I don't I don't see how they can't. It's hard for men for some apparent reason. I'm so blessed that I can do those things that you're saying for her.
Right, right, right. And so I think that we have to understand that we all are continuing to grow and develop, and that we have to be patient with one another in that growth and development stage, in each stage, because we're not going to grow at the same pace.
Mhm.
And that's when, as you grow and you learn things, I'm going to say for me, as he grows and learn things, I'm I'm a natural teacher. I like to be the student. So we must both be willing to remain to be the student of each other. So I
Exactly.
need to be the student of him and he needs to be the student of me, so we can continue to learn each other, so that should he calls me and if I've been crying, he should know the difference between
Mm,
crying voice, and he should know the difference between my voice if I've been sleeping somewhere. So
mm.
you should know the difference of when you talk to me. You should know the different tones of my voice, whether or not if I've been crying or if I've been somewhere, whatever. So
Yeah.
that that's how much studying of each other we need to know. Just like I should know what the tone of his voice when he's had a tough day, when he's frustrated and things going on. I should know the pattern. I should have watched him long enough to say, okay, there's something going on. So let him cool off before I go in. Let me do this before I say this, and then that way we can have a harmonious home and a harmonious relationship.
So, Ms. Bowen says, our flaws would be perfect for each other now while we both become. So they're totally agreeing with what you're saying. Communication with honesty. Lisa states some people don't think of what they want or provide most times, so it's hard to express or display those good qualities. And she also stated good communication skills. Um, the Another point that you just expressed, the attention. Um, Having that attention and being deep and good and consistent with it, it gets to a degree where you think that both of you are psyched on to where, man, I know you start getting that I know my woman or I know my man. That's only in in a good way, because you do still have those partners where I know my woman or I know my man, and they have the slightest idea who they are,
Mhm.
where they've been, and where they're going. It's just you gotten accustomed to like particular parts of that person, and you just think that they just quit trying to learn other things, and realizing that they're growing. So I that is so cool. I like that you said that.
Yeah, we can't get. It's like we get comfortable because I was married. I have been married before, and so you can get so comfortable with that person, and then when that person begins to go on a journey of, especially when both people marry themselves and they both don't know who they are themselves,
Mm-hmm.
that becomes really that's a sticky situation, because I know that was for my case. Um, I went in not knowing who I was. He went in not knowing who he was, and
Mm.
both went in just into it not knowing our purpose, not knowing, not having a plan, not really. We just, and so I know this time around I have really gotten into myself to really learn myself and to really be able to be quiet enough to listen to the person that is going to potentially be my mate to listen
Okay.
to whatever he's talking about, listen to what he's saying, to gather any information that I need to gather to assess or whatever to see. Because sometimes, often men say things that we don't pick up, that you all may say, that you try to tell us, or you said in a way that we may not get it, because sometimes you have to put it in a way for us to really grasp it. But I think when we learn each other's language, and as a couple, we kind of, the longer you stay together, I think you can kind of learn each other's language, where you kind of pick up, okay, this is what he's saying. And then if you really don't understand what he's saying, then you go and say, okay, can you break this down to me and let me know? Can you explain it a little bit better for me? And so I just think you just have to go into it knowing who you are. And then both people have to go in knowing who they are. And then um, knowing that both of your purposes are going to be different, but yet again, still as a unit, you're going to have a purpose together. And for you to be able to flow in that vein and be able to be successful.
Awesome. Miss Evelyn, which she is going to be next Wednesday
Hmm.
on talking about our love language. She's going to be doing a great show on that. So
Hmm.
definitely have to tune into that. But she says also you can know someone well enough to push buttons that make them react in a way that gives you excuses to shut down the conversation.
Yeah.
So you a question. Now you stated that you were married before. If you don't mind me asking, how long were you married for?
Oh, it was short lived. I was married a year and 3 months.
Okay, year and 3 months.
Hmm.
So now you're at this moment, and which is kind of ironic for me to send this request to be on the show. What do you want from your man? Does your previous marriage, did it put you in a position to ask yourself
Yeah.
seriously?
Oh, yes. Because, and the reason why, because, and this, and let me go back some. I've been single for the past, it's going on 6 years. So this
Okay.
was 6 years ago. So yes, definitely, because at the time I didn't know what I wanted, because that's why I settled for what I had.
Mm.
And so when you don't know, I didn't know, and I'm going to say I took on something that I wanted, but necessarily it wasn't what I needed. And so
Mm.
there's the difference. And I learned it. I said, okay, God, I have did, I've got what I want. I don't want what I want no more. Because I, I did that. I want to. I now want what I need, and so now I'm in this. I'm in a place in my life now where I'm looking at, what does Tibia need? What does Tibia really need based upon how her life is set up? What type?
Okay.
What does she need based on who she is? Tibia sometimes can procrastinate. So Tibia need a man that can get in her butt to, okay, what's going on with this project? Where are you at with this? Okay, let me see what's going on. What do you need any help? How can I? Why you being lackadaisical? Tibia sometimes can get into a funk to where she can tend to get lazy sometimes. Okay, let's what's going on? No, we're not doing this. That's She needs one of those type of persons, people, one of those type of men. And then Tibia also needs somebody who can say, hey, we've been in the house too long, let's get out. And not I love enjoy getting out, but sometimes I can just retreat in. I am a ambivert. Sometimes I like to be around people, sometimes I like to be into myself. So
Mhm.
so I need somebody to help me to know how to transition from that. Okay, let's we no, come on, let's get out for a while. Um and so now I'm looking at what I need, so that now when someone comes along, I can communicate that and not just take and go look for what I feel like I want, because my want never got my needs satisfied. So
Mm. Wow. And we need to say that one for the people in the back. because guys, it's a good show. If you don't mind sharing for those that are watching, and hopefully those that catch this later on get something out of this because she's dropping great gems. Um, I guess another question we can touch on is the health wise. So, like, you have these standard vows that everyone loves, right?
Right.
And those main core items in this vow is sickness through health, through death through his part, money thing, rich or poor. Um, you have people that I think more women, which I found due to the fact women being diagnosed with MS and
Mhm.
talking to a lot of females that have been diagnosed,
Mhm.
uh, that have been in relationships with men after being diagnosed, end up getting divorced or they leave due to the fact that the man says that I don't know you anymore, or the worst one yet is I can't handle you being like this, so I'm just gonna leave you out, hang you out dry.
Mhm.
So, health wise, what do you need from a man?
For me, and I can say this candidly because I was once 401 pounds,
Okay.
and I had to go on a journey of shedding weight, and I'm still on that journey. And so, health wise, I feel like for me as a woman, what I need from a man is, with me now getting my health right, I need someone who will help me in the um, maintaining once I reach my goal, and he be able to, him being as healthy as possible as well. Now, not saying that he has to be no Idris Elba, because he's already married. He's already married when you take him, but I mean, so not saying that. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is just that he cares about his hygiene, his hygienes, that he cares about his how he dressed, his appearance, that he cares about his physical health, that he goes and get his physical. I had an uncle die from um, prostate cancer, and
Okay.
so that is important to me. No, and I'm sorry, colon cancer. And so my brother was diagnosed with colon cancer, but he has since he's well now. My brother's in his 30s, and it kind of scared us because we knew what my uncle went through, and so they caught it enough time for my brother. And so with that, health wise, to care about their health, go to the doctor,
Okay.
and be willing to hear me, be willing to listen. If I pick up anything in my spirit where I feel like, no, babe, let's go get this looked at, because I know most men like, nah, I can just go throw this concoction together and I'll be fine. Or I can, no, I just need to lay in the bed, put some clothes cover on me, and I can wake up and I'll be fine. And think you're gonna wake up feeling like Incredible Hulk the next day, and it doesn't be that way. So
Yeah.
God has given women. I know He's giving y'all discernment too, but He's given women a. I don't know, this extra thing that we can sense that if
Y'all are nurturers, so it's like hands down,
yes, yes, absolutely. So just be willing and open. Okay, so be be in a place to where you're willing to listen when it comes to your health, listen to your body, and listen to your mate, and be physical healthy. Take care of yourself. Also, on the next respect, what I need you to be sexually healthy. Just put it all out there on the table. I
Yeah.
I need that for me. I need that. Um, I need you to be sexually healthy, and that's pretty much what I need for than health wise. Now, should something come along and it happens in the midst of our marriage, no, I'm not leaving you. I mean, because that's you take those vows are sacred. Um, through sickness to through sickness and in health, and into death do us part. I mean, that's I've seen that with my grandmother and my grandfather. I seen that with my one of my great aunts and great uncles. Literally, they were married for 50. I think they were married for 54 years. She
Mhm.
passed a year or two later. He passed. So I seen the how that the dynamics of that can work. So I'm not going nowhere. So that's the thing. So should he become disabled, I'm there. Point blank. I'm not going to send you back home to your parents and nobody just have to take care of you. That's my role. That's why I married you. It's for when I take those vows, that is a
Mm.
that is a contract. That is a contract that I'm not willing to
Woo.
break because of that. I would hope that he would feel the same way should it be me on the other end too.
Wow, man. It's like uh, uh, it's like a breath of fresh air to hear outside of my partner saying the same thing. She was basically um her her wants are kind of mirrored to what you're explaining.
Mhm.
And I can say personally, her meeting me at first and knowing my whole list of medication, she was weary at first. But she is a very genuine person, and
Mhm.
I could like the best thing. And I see what you mean because I'm the same way with her. I can't. I just don't understand how people can marry someone and then just because something happens, it's like, oh, it's like you're not beneficial to me anymore in this state. So I got to go somewhere else to someone that is supposedly healthier. Miss Evelyn also stated to something that you stated earlier, individual purpose identified separately from the relationship purpose. Love it. Miss Shy says that was good tips. Miss Gretchen, be supportive without judgment. And I think only because Miss Evelyn, I'm gonna steal this from you, society and how society is raising people.
Mhm.
Judgment is like the thing that everyone feels the need to do, knowing that they have no business judging someone and they're in the state that they're in.
Right.
Um, you talked about sex, which
Mhm.
I think is has become overrated again by society.
Yeah.
Yes, like, is it something you need?
I want to say that it is being that it is important in a marriage.
Mhm.
You can't take that off the table. It is
Yes.
important. I want to say it's not I want to say for a man it's the one it is a man's one of the man's top core needs, but for a woman, some women it may be their top core need, but for some it falls right in line with maybe two or three. But I think it is a need if you don't have children because that was placed in place for the being fruitful and multiply. That's what it was for. That's what it's for. And also, not only that, but it's for the pleasurement of each other, for you to,
Mm.
for the two to become one. Of course, when you walk down the aisle, you become one anyway. But you begin
Yes.
really become to when you're that intimate, you actually become. I mean, it's like you exchanging your hope, your power, your everything that's within
That
energy,
energy
all of that.
transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you really began. I think that's how you really begin to sense like something ain't right. I need to call her. That
Yes.
that act allows you to really feel the distance between each other. It allows you to feel like if she's down the street, you can feel like something ain't right. That is the act that causes that type of mechanism to actually bring you together when you're apart.
So let
Um,
me add something, not to mean to interrupt. Let me add something to that. Um, because of what you're stating is so true.
Mhm.
But what's happening is now that sex has become a tool
Mhm.
for pastime
Mhm.
versus what you're speaking about,
Mhm. Mhm.
people are not getting those connections.
Right.
They're blocking those connections from having. I mean, to be started, you still have most women that get this regardless of it being just pastime, which
Mhm.
you have more women nowadays sitting up here and saying, I can have emotionalist sex and
Mhm.
going on about my business.
Right.
But for what you're stating, for someone to have that, that is so magical, and I can understand how you would want that. Everyone should, but unfortunately, like I say, it's sex right now is just a a um
It's
a
a quick.
microwave move.
It's a release that they want. That it's like a drug. It's like
Yes.
any drug. It's like you get that high, you get that feeling. Now you got to go get the next one, and so
Yep.
it's like it's one after another, and then not, and then when you're ready to settle down, and you get with that person, and if that person ain't hanging from the chandeliers like everybody else,
Yeah. Yeah.
like the last person, like if they don't
Yeah.
hang from the chandeliers like the last person, then you think something's wrong with that person. So I feel like with people have used it, and I'm not even gonna say people because I can say I was once upon a time out there too. So I think what it is it's mistaken identity because they
Yes.
don't know you. When you don't know who you are, you're subject to allow that to substitute other things, a substitute of your lack of something, your lack of not you're missing something, and
It's
you don't.
that drug, what you're saying. Again, it's that drug.
Yeah, yeah. So they use it as it's just a, like you said, it's something to.
A coping mechanism. Let me get this,
Yeah,
feel good. It take me my mind off of
yeah,
that. And
yeah,
so
absolutely.
with that being said, um, do you feel the need? Because you made a perfect statement about the chandelier situation. Do you feel the need to, as folks say, test drive the car before you commit to the
Oh Lord,
buying?
you you made me you about to make me put all my business out in the street. Oh Lord, oh Lord,
You don't have to answer. You can plead the fifth. You can plead the
oh
fifth.
Lord. You know, after my last marriage and the way that it went, uh I had gotten to the point, I said, nah, I'm not waiting till I got married before I had sex. I knew I was gonna like, okay, we're gonna date, we're gonna do the whole thing, but after the engagement, leading up to about the time that I gotta see. And so, but I've had a change of, I've had like a over the course. I want to say this year. I've kind of changed my stance on that a little bit, just a little
Okay.
bit, um, because I am a believer, and because I believe that God is not going to give because I chose on my own incorrectly the first time.
Hmm.
This time around, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it Tibria's way. I'm getting out of my way, and I'm allowing um God and him to do whatever he's going to do. But yes, position myself, yes, date, yes, whatever, but I'm taking my time. Let's say this. I'm taking my time to really get to know these people and get to know this person, and I'm trusting God is not going to shortchange me in that area.
Okay.
I really am. Now I ain't gonna say I can't keep any promises. I'm just gonna put that out there on the table, and everybody here that's out here watching me that know this girl right here, I ain't keeping no promises. I'm saying right now, but I can't keep no promises. But yeah, so but yeah, I my first marriage, yeah, that made me kind of wanted to just reevaluate that whole thing. Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna say this, guys, again, like I said, I'm not an expert, but sex wise, and I know a lot of folks aren't believers, and they have different, what they
Mhm.
believe in. So me not pushing what I believe on anyone
Mhm.
biblically,
Mhm.
but for those that feel that God is preparing someone for them, like you just stated,
Mhm.
um, to have the patience and wait for that person, I do believe that that position of that individual
Mhm.
um, does allow for that intimacy to be grown like the way that it should be.
Mhm.
But let's sit and say you do again supposedly choose that person. How you can change the narrative with that is going back to something that you stated that you need is having that communication, because even though the performance at the very first time can
Mhm.
be a situation where you like,
Mhm.
did that really just happen?
Mhm.
Um, the fact that you can stop and say, listen, babe, yeah, you should have went left instead of going right. There's
Right.
so many people that are having sex but can't have that conversation about sex,
Right. Right.
which then opens the door to that scratching of the head. Dang, that person was whack. I shouldn't have did it with this person.
Mhm.
And it may not even be that that person is bad for you sexually.
Right.
Um, if you don't know yourself, and
Yeah.
it goes with the man too.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of men just going out here and just, excuse my language, wiggling, dickling,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and not knowing. Uh, just on a fast pace, you got your jackrabbits, and then
Yep.
you got your slow turtles,
Yep.
and and sometimes those motions are needed,
Mhm.
interchangeably, but if you can't speak about that, then
Yep.
definitely the sex is not going to
Yep.
be there. Miss Gretchen also stated it is definitely in her top five. Miss Evelyn says sex is a party favor, but only for men. Women are still expected to be forever connected to the man, while his moving on in complete inconsideration of her feelings is societally acceptable. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a sad but true thing. I definitely I appreciate your openness with this, because I think this is something that not only women but men should ask themselves. What is it that I need instead
Yeah.
of what I want? Because everybody's going out. You talk about Eve, Eve's Evers. I can't never say his name right. Uh, and she might kill me when she comes home. But
Who, Trinette?
my my baby.
Okay.
Um, she she wouldn't mind if I was a little beefy like that too. She
Okay.
loves
Oh,
me the way that I am, but
Israel. Israel. Israel.
and I'm not that tall. So if I can get if God can bless me in the morning with a little bit more of that height, then definitely, I be as of right now, I stay on my tippy toes.
Okay.
So, um, so to end off, if speaking into existence, the last words that if you were to be blessed right now with that soulmate, um, what would he need to know about you?
Um, First of all, I think what he needs to know is, or what he should know is to know that I am simple.
Mhm.
I, I don't. You don't have to overdo it with me. I'm just a simple. I am a country girl in a city girl body. um,
Okay.
also, I like you said, I'm a natural nurturer. That's one thing about me, and I just want to see you win. I want to see him win. I want to
Okay.
see him, and and as a couple, I want to see us win. But I want to see him win, and I want to see us win. And that's and the other things that he should know, I want him to learn over time.
Cool.
I
I
want
can def
I don't want to give
definitely.
out. My thing is, I'm not going to give out everything. I'm not going to divulge everything to him. I want him to take the time to um, do his research, do his homework, and because I am I'm such an organic person, and I'm such a person that is intriguingly mysterious to where
Mhm.
you're not going to get everything from me. You're gonna only way you're gonna get it if you learn me and have conversation with in-depth conversation with me, because I am a sapiosexual. I will give you that. Um, it takes if you can't keep my mind to the point to where it's you lose me. A conversation, it has to be in-depth conversation. I cannot do floor I can't do floor level conversation no more. I've grown to a point to where floor level conversations, I can't do it. And I'm not going to, either you're going to come up to me or be willing to come up, because I can't go back there. I can't do floor level conversation.
I'm gonna tell you what that is. What that is there is intimacy.
Hmm.
That is the form of intimacy that, unfortunately, a lot of men are not at, that they need to be. For me, that is like key.
Hmm.
Hands down
Hmm.
sex. But my woman does know, um, to have that deep conversation, that'll definitely put me in the mood later on to do something.
Hmm.
It's just, for me, it's just the sexiest thing in the world. If I
Hmm.
can sit, and I'm not saying that I'm the deepest person, but because even though I know myself better more than I've ever have in my 41 plus years, I still know that I'm growing. And for me to have that conversation with her, that interaction with her, that intimacy, that is like the sexiest thing in the world for me. Ms. Shy says, I want him to learn over time. She loved what you just stated. Ms. Gretchen also said he needs to know God to find me, and through God we can endure anything. Let me also add, you mentioned that I need you to learn me over time, and definitely not knocking that, and I, because I understand that. Something that I've learned for myself, and this doesn't work for everybody.
Hmm.
I've learned how people can get information from you and use it against you in a horrible, horrible way.
Absolutely.
So a lot of
Absolutely.
people tend to say, "Well, I can't give you all of me. I'm
Hmm.
barely give you me." So something that I had to learn, and with that, um, dating and well, somewhat kind of dating, just talking to a lot of women that I've come across, and they was like, "Hey, you divulge too much."
Hmm.
Me being a woman, for you to tell me all the things that you just told me, if I wanted to, I can swoop in and use that and use you. But my answer to that is, that mean that that is on you
Hmm.
taking advantage of me, which
Hmm.
that just may hurt, but that makes you a bad person, because people need to, something that God placed on me, with my wife now, is that I had to let everything out. That was my thing. We was like getting ready to go on a vacation, and I'm like, do I have to? And the response was yes, because ain't no need for you to go on this, because I'm placing her in front of you. This is her. If you do what you need to do and you continue to do it, you guys will be fine. So I just need you because what happens for me, I feel if you're really seriously talking about being in a relationship, and I mean committed relationship, before we go forward, I need to open my vault because
Mm-hmm.
I need you to know who you're getting ready to get into bed with.
Absolutely.
Now, does that sit and close off of getting to know me anymore because you supposedly should know me now? No, 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 no. That doesn't mean that because what I am disclosing to you is my
Mm-hmm.
past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I get a lot of women that I talk to say that, oh, well, I have nothing to do with that's his past. Whatever happened in his past, it happened in his past. That's not true because 5 years later in a marriage, that same past that you ignored
Yeah.
could be some form of a trigger that you may
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
and because that you sat and said, now, I'll get to know him gradually.
Mm-hmm.
So I say to people watching, definitely your past
Mm-hmm.
is something that needs to be presented at the very beginning. Because someone having that, what that does is, like I just stated, that gives that person a chance to say, oh man, you are a very nice person, but for me, I don't think that what you've gone through, I just don't think I'm the right person. And I had to give her that chance with me. And I've learned that over time, being in my previous marriage, if I had truly known
Mm-hmm.
who my wife was, I wouldn't have gotten married.
Right. Right.
And so definitely with the because you're still going to learn yourself over time because you stated,
Yeah.
we both stated
Yeah.
that grow and constantly things are happening to us for where we change. So you're still the best thing that a man can do is constantly wake up every morning trying to relove his woman all over again because she is a very new person, and
Yeah.
that's vice versa with women as well.
Yeah. And I think going to your point about the past, I think if that past is I think the past doesn't have to be revealed unless it is something that it is going to bring her harm or cause her to cry. If it's going to bring him harm, or if it's going to cause you to not be able to get a home, you to not be able, if it's going to cause your family dynamic to shift, if it's going to something that it would cause a shift in the foundation. If
Mhm.
it's going to cause a shift in the foundation, then yes, disclose that. Yes, disclose that. But if it's something minor that's like you were 16 and you sold some candy at the store and you got detention.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely, definitely. Yeah. No, 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 no. That because that
That's
comes up in conversations regardless at
oh,
some point.
I spent 15 years and I spent some time in the prison. Um,
Yes,
I know you like to travel. I can't get no passport.
yes,
Those type of things like that. Like I spent some time and this is yes, you want to share that kind of stuff, especially if you've learned something about somebody. Hey, I love to travel. I love to travel. I got my
yes,
passport. Do you have yours? Can you, if you don't, can you get yours? Is there anything
yes.
that's preventing you from traveling out of the state or out of the country? And so those are the things that those kind of things would I want to say that of any that's when your past needs to be brought up. But for me, I don't really need to dig too much into your past unless you got other children and you have and they have different mothers, and if they're going to be an issue, I need to know if there's any other underlying health issues, anything of that nature dealing with your past. If you got liens, tax liens, any liens on your credit where we can't get a house together, is it some repos? It's whatever else outside of that that could cause us a shift in the financial foundation, in our health foundation, in our mental foundation, and definitely in our spiritual foundation. I need to know that. But if it's anything minor, and I can't really come off the dome of what would be minor for me. But if
Hmm.
major is, have you been to jail for messing with any children. I need to know that, because if that's the case, I cannot deal with you, because I have nieces and nephews. I want children. Now, I ain't gonna say I don't want no children, but if you guys, I don't have any children. I don't want no children. I have nieces and nephews. I love them to life. I have god babies. Yes, I do love them to life. But if he doesn't have none and he wants some, I'm not gonna be selfish. I will give him one or two. And so we're going to have children, but so I need to know that too. So I mean, I feel like your past has to be, it does have to be, if it's not that bad, I don't want to dig in your past, because I'm going to let you know some things about my past. But if it ain't, I ain't really got a bad past anyway. I disobeyed my mama a few times. I just really haven't had a bad past. So I agree with you on that. So I think as the spirit leads you, the spirit's going to tell you what you need to open your vault to that person.
Yes.
And not too quickly.
Yes.
When you were saying that was me. I used to be the one to just, and I had to stop that. I said, you know what? I got to stop that. No, I gotta leave. I gotta leave. I gotta let a, no, just, yeah. So as women, we do have to learn, and what another discussion I was in earlier last week, that we got to learn how to be quiet and learn how to not tell everything, not to divulge everything at one time. Because it could be, that person could not even be the one. That person, I mean, could not even, you don't know how long he's gonna be there. He can be there 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It haven't even you haven't even given it time enough to mature for you to give that type of information out. So yes, definitely take your time with your vault.
Oh, well, see, I think where a lot of people come in with the divulging of their vault. I love that word. I'm stealing it from you, so I'm go ahead and let you know that.
Okay.
With the vault situation, it's because a lot of people are really not going into committed relationships. It feels like a committed relationship because either they're staying together or sex has been introduced. And so in those situations, definitely, as Evelyn says, being vulnerable is only scary when you cannot trust the hands into which you commit your emotions. There is perfect safety in being vulnerable to someone you know has your best interest as a priority. And so including also the danger of giving someone your all in the first beginning is if you do that when the other person has not committed the same level to you, the imbalance and being on different pages is always dangerous. And again, the only reason, and this is not covering or trying to take up for myself, but the only reason why I felt the need to do so was one, like I just stated, the commitment level that I was introducing to the relationship was, this is it. I'm not going anywhere. Now, definitely, you're going out dating and you're just dating just to find a potential. Definitely, you're not want to throw all your eggs out in the basket or whatever that saying is. No, I definitely don't feel the need that you should do anything like that. But if you're courting like you're supposed to be courting that true potential person, then definitely I think both parties should know what they're getting into. Definitely when it comes down to how you treat your parents. What was your involvement with your parents and whatnot? And like you stated, if you got kids, how are you treating your kids? Because so many women are getting in relationships with men that have kids that ain't been good to their kids, and then you sit down and you're having kids with this person and wondering why this person is mistreating your kids. You had evidence already.
Right.
And so that's what I was stating. With that being said, we have a tendency to show a blind eye to all of that information, and we're not asking questions. So we basically hit our end point. And I, Ms. Mars, I definitely appreciate you coming on. I would like to end with something you stated at the very beginning
Mhm.
was that having that the man having those things that he need, something that I bring to the table to people that I'm talking to is I go as far as saying write down 10 things that you may need to not make that you need to make this relationship work. Now they're inchangeable or possibly um they can be edited depending on the other person, because sometimes you may present something and that person may come with a legitimate reason why they can't do this per se thing. And so, hey, it may be compromisable, but there are some key components that you just, hey, nope, you just okay what you just stated, but nope, I can't change this. And so with that being said, you should be able to go on your merry way to the next person with that. So you stated five. I at least three,
Mhm.
like you said. But if you can get good 10 guys, I think that, and also asking that person to do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Um, don't do it by yourself. Say, hey, I got 10 things that are kind of like deal breakers for me.
Mhm.
So before I presented it to you, I would love for you to do the same thing, and let's sit down and have that deep conversation about it.
Right. Right. Right.
Um,
And
is there avenues that you're like different things that you're doing that you want to plug yourself with, some so people can find you?
yes, you can find me on Facebook, of course, it's Tibria Morris, and on Instagram it's Tibria Morris. Um, I'm trying to get back into the podcasting thing. I need to do one, but I am on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify, and also Google Cast.
Okay.
Emerge Her Daily podcast. That is my podcast that I do. And other than that, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm working with bariatric patients as well for those people who've had bariatric surgery. So I'm a bariatric mentor. So if anybody out there who has had bariatric or weight loss surgery or looking to have weight loss surgery, please connect with me because I want to help you on that new journey in life. And so that's pretty much what I am doing right now. So thank you so much. And I just wanted to leave one last thing for
Sure.
you men and women is that there's 4 steps in as you process through the journey of relationship. Friendship is number one. Don't move too fast from the friendship stage because that is the most important stage of a relationship because you eventually will end up marrying your best friend.
That's that
Um,
foundation.
yes, absolutely. Friendship, and then there's dating. Some people confuse the two. You start out as friends, you go out at events and every now and then you're dating. Dating is collecting, you're getting information about this person, you're seeing how this person, now you're taking road trips with this person to see how do they interact with the public, how do you both interact in the public together, how does he act when he goes off, and what is his temper like. Number three, now you have courting. Now he actually courts you. Now he wanting to, you've had the talk conversation of you're getting serious, you want to move it to the next level. And then you have number four, engagement. And then after the engagement, we know all, of course, knows what goes along with the engagement. You want in the engagement stage, you want to make sure that really do your due diligence and make sure that this is the one that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And then just go off and have a successful, happy, blessed marriage. And let's do marriage right. Do it healthy and do it right this time around.
Awesome. I want to concur with that. It doesn't get any better than what she just stated. And us here at the Sofa, we definitely promote healthy relationships. So you can definitely find us on the Sofa Real Talk every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. But next Wednesday we are going to be doing 8 o'clock for Miss Evelyn to do her spiel on love language. So I would love to see you guys to next Wednesday at 8 instead of 9. That's just a special show. And then also you can find me and Wifey on Instagram and TikTok, where we do our live podcast, which also airs on Wednesday morning on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeart, which is called the Soulful Pillow Talk. And you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Mr. and Mrs. Take Over the World. All one word, no spaces, no underscore. And it's actually AND, and instead of just the regular N. So with that being said, guys, I totally appreciate it. And hopefully you guys are following us and sharing this lovely information. Guys, your turn is coming up pretty soon. Anybody that would love to send us a topic to talk about, because we love talking about relationships, or if you see a topic that I post and you would love to be a part of the show, please inbox me at any time. So with that being said, again, guys, appreciate it. Talk to you later.